the Nobel Peace Prize. I'll tell you about that. I made a deal. I saved a country. And I just heard that the head of that country is now getting the Nobel Peace Prize for saving the country. I said, did I have something to do with it? Yeah.
To be honest, I don't have any clue about the criteria, how the Nobel Committee select an individual for the prize. So the issue of President Trump must go to the Nobel Prize Committee.
The efficiency of Rwanda is becoming very important and strategic in Africa, but Ethiopia is challenging it. Welcome to the Finance Podcast, and it's Finance with Abbas. On today's episode, we'll be talking about two fascinating countries in Africa, Ethiopia and Rwanda. By the end of this video, you understand which one is better positioned for a better future. And trust me, the answer is not as obvious as it may seem. Before I continue, do well to like, do well to share, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more finance content like this. Stick around as you might learn a thing or two from this video. Ethiopia is not just another African country. It is one of the oldest civilizations on earth. For centuries, they're the only African country that resisted colonization. They were never colonized. The long history of Ethiopia has shaped Ethiopia. They see themselves not just as a country, but as a legacy that has to be respected. Meanwhile, Rwanda's modern story is very different and more recent. In 1994, the country Rwanda experienced something very devastating, the Rwanda genocide. In just about 100 days, hundreds of thousands of people lost their lives. The country was left broken economically, politically, and socially. But what happened next shocked the world. Instead of Rwanda to collapse, it came back bigger and stronger. Rwanda rebuilt itself with intense discipline, focus, and long-term planning. Ethiopia is a country built on ancient strength and skill, while Rwanda is a very young country that rebuilt its strength from modern strategy and precision. Now, away from the colonization of Rwanda, let's take a look at the economic structure of these two countries. Ethiopia has one of the largest economies in Africa. Its GDP is significantly bigger than that of Rwanda. And that's because of the size and the population. Ethiopia's economy is largely driven by agriculture, government investment, and large-scale infrastructure projects. Ethiopia has invested heavily on industrial parks, and their aim is to become the manufacturing hub of Africa. Rwanda's economy is way smaller, but they have built an intentional economy, an economy that depends on technology, services, tourism, and private sector growth. Government in Rwanda is known for creating a friendly business environment where investors can operate with fewer obstacles. While Ethiopia is expanding by size, Rwanda is improving by the systems. Let's look at the population. Ethiopia has over 120 million people, making it one of the most populous countries in Africa, which gives Ethiopia a massive workforce and a large domestic market. Meanwhile, Rwanda, on the other hand, is about 13 million people. It is much smaller and easier to manage. Ethiopia has strength in numbers, but Rwanda has strength in control. That brings us to the developmental style. Ethiopia built big and massive projects. I'm talking about large railway systems, massive dams, not just any massive dam. A massive dam that is designed to produce light for not just Ethiopia, but for the other neighboring countries. Let's watch this video.
And by the way, Ethiopia has the youngest democratically elected president in Africa. And let me tell you, that young leader is doing the most for Ethiopia. They now have something called the Ntoto Park, which is like a tourism attraction, international, the province's skyrise buildings. Seen a Carlton Center being built, and we're like, wow. Us, in our time, we've never. We've seen development happen, like, for example, waterfall. Like, you pass, and then a few months later, you pass, like, yay. Yeah. So I'm not like trying to like point fingers or poke holes at our development in the country, but you go to Ethiopia, there's like sky-rise buildings that are like popping up everywhere. Dr. Abiy had a proper vision there.
Dope.
And I
they
think
now have the #1 airline on the continent as well.
Exactly.
It used to be us, but
exactly.
We dropped the ball.
And that's Dr. Abiy. If anybody needs to research a serious leader,
Rwanda is not trying to outdo or outbuild itself. They are bent on quality and efficient urban planning. Rwanda has built a global reputation, a reputation that shows that you can go there and start a business without so much obstacles. Meaning, You can go there and start a business and you can get your papers easily. You can start a company quickly and register your properties and operate in a relatively transparent system. No hidden charges. Ethiopia, on the other hand, have a more government-controlled policy. Ethiopia's greatness made them recognized globally as they got the Global Nobel Prize, which got Trump very pissed.
The Nobel Peace Prize. I'll tell you about that. I made a deal. I saved a country. And I just heard that the head of that country is now getting the Nobel Peace Prize for saving the country. I said, what, did I have something to do with it? Yeah, but you know, that's the way it is. As long as we know, that's all that matters, okay?
To be honest, I don't have any clue about the criteria, how the Nobel Committee select an individual for the prize. So the issue of President Trump must go to the Nobel Prize Committee. I'm not aware how they elect or select someone to provide the prize. And I'm not working for the prize. I'm working that peace is a very critical thing for our region.
Ethiopia is rising fast in agriculture and are making bold investments, which is helping citizens of their country. I'd like us to watch this video.
Ethiopia is rising fast. In 2026, it became one of East Africa's top-performing economies, growing at an impressive 9.8%, driven by strong agriculture, expanding services, and bold investments. While the region grew at 6.4%, Ethiopia surged ahead, proving its economic momentum is real. Even with heavy spending on infrastructure and rebuilding, the country kept its budget deficit under control at just 2.3%. But growth comes with pressure. Inflation remains high, and the currency has faced sharp volatility, making everyday life more expensive.
The Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam was completed, and that is one of the largest and biggest dams in the whole of Africa. This dam was built on the sweat of every Ethiopian. They didn't get loans from Britain, from France, or from the US. They taxed themselves. Rwanda's government have now encouraged their youths and their students to be involved in technology, as this is going to help their country to grow. The key fact here is, even if you're not a citizen of Rwanda, you can still plug into the system. For Ethiopia, you need to go through several processes for you to be able to do either business or go to school, get your visa, or get anything. Everything has to be documented and has to be legalized. While Ethiopia are the giants leveraging on bigger and stronger infrastructures, Rwanda can only give you stability and a more superior digital integration. I'd like to know what you think in the comment section. Are you team Ethiopia or are you team Rwanda? Don't forget to like, don't forget to share, and please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Solid Finance Podcast, for more finance content like this. Until next time, bye for now.